Hey everybody, this is Laura Viali from Well Within, and I'm introducing Raman, who is a structural body worker. She's new to Well Within, but not new to structural body work, and I just wanted her to talk to you guys and tell you about some of the clients that she's worked with, because it's really awesome. So Raman, tell me, who's your favorite client? Like, who have you worked with? Who do you enjoy?
Yeah, so one of my favorite clients, I told you briefly about him, is a gentleman. He's older, older, in his 70-ish age range, and he is a retired, kind of had a really hectic job that was very stressful.
Okay.
He loves to be active. He played sports as a kid. And he's got lots of hobbies that he likes, like water skiing and skiing, and just really, he's got a dog that he likes to walk. And there's a lot of things that over time he couldn't do anymore because he had sciatica. He had herniated, or he had actually surgery in his lower back that's healed now.
Okay.
But he found out about me and said, you know what, I want to give this a try.
Okay.
He didn't have lots of body work done before. He did have massage a little bit. So I said, yeah, come on in and we'll check you out. So the first thing I kind of noticed about him was that, do you want me to go into details about what I noticed?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he was coming in because he couldn't do the things that he wanted to do. So he was active, now not active, and he wants to get back to hanging out with his buddies and doing fun.
Yeah, and his wife's going to the gym, and he's kind of like, I can't go.
Okay, and he can't go because he's in pain?
His range, so like if he's going into a squat, his low back's gonna hurt. Or if he's trying to do anything really at the gym, he's feeling, self-conscious because it hurts, and he doesn't want to say, like, I can't do that because it hurts.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So in my work, I do an assessment of what their body looks like.
Okay.
As far as like what's off. So, I noticed, I'm going to probably exaggerate a little bit, but he had very closed shoulders that were kind of high up here. And his posture was compensated, right?
Okay.
You could see that. If you walked in here, you could see that. As body workers, we notice things like that.
Absolutely.
So I picked kind of 3 things that I wanted to work on. One of them was definitely opening up his heart space, right? Getting him to stand up so that he wasn't in a posterior tilt. And then there was some stuff going on with his pelvis. So those were kind of the 3 major things that I've been tracking.
All right. So hold on, just got to break in here from the perspective of a body worker, because someone comes in and they say that they have low back pain. We like go to the low back. So it's really interesting to me, I'm just pointing this out, that you're talking about opening up here, pelvic tilt. That makes sense. And what was the third thing?
He had a posterior tilt of his rib cage.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, cool.
Yeah, along with lots of other things. So I'm looking at his feet, if they're supinated or pronated. I'm looking at his ankles. It's like we're really get into detail.
Yeah.
But each session, the first session, I'm kind of looking at the whole body. So the first session's the longest because I'm getting to know his body.
Got it.
And I pick a few things, and I keep in my mind his health history, right? I know that he's got this spine thing, and he's had surgery in his knees, and all those things. So I get all that, and it's kind of like a project for his body. So now I have to figure out, what am I going to do during each session to help those things, and then I'm going to track those things.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask him how he's feeling. How is his low back? What did you do for activity between this session and the next? Not that he's required to do activity, but I know he's going to go home and do something. But slowly, he started adding things back into so he was taking his dog for like a half-mile walk. And all of a sudden one day he's like, yeah, I went for a 4-mile walk. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I hope he didn't like push it. Like what 4 miles? That's a long walk.
That is a long walk.
He, that winter he started going snowmobiling again, and he wasn't having discomfort in his low back, and he just started adding all these things, and I'm thinking, I can't believe this guy at this age. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I'm like, this is amazing that this is happening for him. Yeah. And really, he did it. He did it.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
I facilitated, and he decided he was gonna. So one thing is for the 12 series is that the client really has to be really invested in the process, because it's a huge commitment. And while I'm working on the client, they're also performing small movements so that their brain is kind of talking to their nervous system saying, oh, this is a new space that I can be in. So we do a lot of breath work, we do a lot of movement, not like workout movements, small movements.
Yeah.
But everyone has to walk. So I always say, you know, when you're walking, find your new place. You found this place today.
Yeah.
During our session, I want you to find that place in the morning when you wake up, at night before you go to bed, and then anytime during the day where you're like, oh, I'm there, you know, and
That's
just
awesome.
bringing that awareness.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I love the whole piece about bringing awareness because at Well Within, we talk about that all the time. We talk about tuning in and coming back to balance and, you know, finding, I love everything you just said, finding, you help them find it in the session, the balance physiologically, yeah? And then if they can remember that, tune in, and do it throughout the day, every day. It's homework, right?
They do get homework.
Yeah, that's the process.
Yeah.
And when we were chatting earlier before we started the video, you also said something about the body. I can't remember exactly the phrase you used, but I really liked it. It was something about the body knows what to do, or the body knows how to heal itself, or something like that.
Yeah. So when you have an accident or an injury, and it could be physical and it could be emotional, our body responds or reacts to that. So when we get scared, we go, oh, right? So that after so many times of doing that, we're gonna have tension built up somewhere.
Okay.
And our body doesn't want that tension there. So it does a really good job of protecting you and trying to not feel that pain. So it uses other muscles and it builds a compensatory pattern, right, to cover that pain. But now you're using something else, and then something else starts hurting. So oftentimes, if you've ignored an injury, you're gonna say, oh, well, now this hurts. Like, where did that come from? And that's what it is. It's a pattern of compensation that's covering the other thing.
Yeah.
Layers.
It all, right. That totally makes sense. It kind of builds up over time.
Yeah.
Unless you address it. And then usually what we do is we don't, because our bodies are amazing and they keep pushing through and they figure out different ways to do the things that you want to do.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're in a place where it's like, nope.
Yeah.
And this is the end. This is pushing is now gonna cause, like, for sure, an injury. Mm-hmm. And so here we are. Yeah. And here's Raman. Anything else?
No, I'm just excited to get going with this work and continue this amazing work that's helped me so much, really. And that's kind of how I became a structural body worker, because it helped me a lot. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Yay. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
And have a great day, everybody.